Welcome to Closing the Gap. We're doing a live video.
Woo, woo.
We wanted some interaction today. We like that feedback from you guys. So let's get that conversation going. So this weekend is 4th of July.
Yep.
So of course we've been doing the summer series. So no different today because we're doing it live. So what are you guys doing for 4th of July? Is anybody on right now? Well, what are you doing for 4th of July while we wait on people?
What am I doing? Oh, going to Atlanta, and I bought some really expensive fireworks, and I'm going to scare all my neighbors with these expensive. Like so I went to one of those fireworks like facilities where they have like fireworks you can't buy at Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you can spend like $1,000 on a box of fireworks, but I spent like $150.
Really?
And and it was like a 3-pack of these boxes that were like this big, this wide.
I'm listening to you. I'm trying to get to our live. Go ahead.
This high, and and they're gonna be loud, and so the neighbors are gonna hate us, but I don't care.
Oh goodness!
Yeah,
so how much did you get?
So these just imagine. Like the boxes could fill up this table, and they come up
Hold on, you said boxes?
Boxes of fireworks.
Boxes.
Yeah,
so that's a lot.
Yeah, and then from this table to about like here, that's how high they are. And
wow!
They're from here. They're about this wide.
Oh wow!
About 3 of those.
Goodness gracious! So you are about to live your best life for 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I still don't have any plans. It's what, Thursday? I need to get it together.
Wait, I thought you said you were going to your family's for like a cookout.
Yeah, that's like.
Oh, Brandice doesn't count those as plans.
No.
Apparently. You hear that, Mom and Dad? No, I was playing.
But for real.
Okay, hey, she said it, not me.
No, but like I don't know. Like I'm not trying to do anything the whole weekend. Just 4th of July, you have to go to a cookout. Have to be like, I don't know. I feel like all my friends are going other places, so.
Right.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean. Maybe this year, I think.
Hey, Toya. Hey, Sonia.
Hello.
What are you guys doing for the 4th? Let us know your plans. But, yeah, I don't know. So, what do you know? Like, 4th of July, I've always, usually get, the Old Navy T-shirts. Me and my brothers used to do fireworks at home. I will go see fireworks, regardless of what my plans are. I will make sure I go to see a fireworks show. And somebody's barbecue. So if I just go to my parents and eat barbecue, that is my plans. But I just felt like I wanted to do a little more, but that's fine.
Like what? Like go to the beach or something?
No, I just want an actual cookout, like with friends, the whole vibe.
Okay, what are your friends doing?
So I'm going to the beach, so I'm going out of town. A lot of them going out of town with other friends.
You can't just go to the beach with them?
No, well, it's a whole week affair they're doing, and then some others with other friends. And the thing is, I really don't want to do something the whole weekend. I just really want to do something that day because I'm just
Gotcha.
I feel like I've been on the go the last couple of weekends.
Okay.
So I'm just not because some other friend did ask me to go somewhere with them, and I was like, I'm just not feeling it. I just want to go to a cookout. That's all I want to do.
Right.
Nothing crazy. I don't want to go on a trip or anything. Just an actual cookout, the whole vibe. Let's see what people. Yeah, Toya's going to the beach. Sonia's going to a 90s party. Yeah, the beach is where it's at. So, yep, I'll just be on my lonesome self.
That is so cool.
What?
You can see the comments
on the screen. Yes.
Mitch, you are a genius. I didn't even know that is dope.
But yeah, so I'm excited. I know I have some barbecue this weekend and I'll see some fireworks. So there's
Sonia's
that.
having a 90s party.
Yeah, she's going to a 90s party.
That's lit.
Yeah.
You're doing what I want to do. What the heck?
But I know we haven't been doing any trending topics, but I do wanted to discuss this really quick to get off the little summer series just a tad bit.
What you want to discuss?
Have you seen the video going around with Wendy Williams and Tabitha Brown?
Yes. I forgot that I just watched
I was like, you literally just watched it.
You were like, come on, Jo'Van.
I know. Come on. Catch up. So what do you think about it?
I mean, I definitely feel like Wendy was projecting her situation onto others. That's like like the fact that her husband and her didn't work out because of them trying out the same thing that Tabitha and her husband did.
Yeah.
And her saying, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And it's just like, it's not going to work for you.
That part. And actually, to me, it was a little different, too. Because it's like, well, based on the video, let me know, people, if I'm wrong. To me, it sounded like Wendy's husband didn't just work at all. He was like, you be the breadwinner, I'm here. And then he resented her. As opposed to Tab and her husband, Chance, actually had a plan. Hey, you have a dream. For right now, I'm going to work, do this job, even though I do have a dream sort of like yours. I don't want to necessarily work a 9 to 5, but I'm going to do this 9 to 5 to support you so you can pursue your dreams. And now that she's a little bit more stable and actually have money coming in and at a position where he can quit his 9 to 5, that's where it came. And now he's actually pursuing his dream. It's not like he just sitting home not doing anything. He's actually pursuing his dream for a nonprofit, working with kids. So to me, it's totally different. And the different, and so I was like, Wendy, you're trying.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably just, wow. I mean, she's probably just, like Tabitha said, she's like, Tabitha was killing her with the sweetness.
Yes, she's.
Oh, honey, I can see that you're hurt. I'm so sorry. You know what, baby? I'm gonna pray for you. And I'm just like, she knows what she's doing. She's being nice about it, but she's also just like, I'm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And that's what you gotta do. You gotta kill them in kind. It's
Yeah.
like, listen.
That's like really savage. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like,
I
could
love
go
her.
off, but what I'm gonna do is, I can tell that you've really been through it.
You heard? Yes, exactly.
I love it.
What do you guys think about Tabitha Brown and Wendy Williams? I used to love Wendy Williams, but I feel like lately she's just been so negative. I just can't roll with her.
I've never really watched Wendy Williams. I mean, and this is no shade. This is just in general. I usually only watch things where I care about, like, if I care about this person's opinion, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But Wendy Williams, I've never seen anything from Wendy Williams where I was like, oh my goodness, I want to,
Yes.
I am not her audience. So.
I mean, at first it was fun because she was always talking about I like celebrities, hot topics, all this stuff, and it's like the how you doing, that whole vibe. It was fun, but then she just got so negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on IG.
Looks like there may be a lot of people.
Yeah, Sonia says Kevin, which is Wendy's husband, was for the streets.
Kevin was for the streets.
Yes, Kevin is Wendy's ex-husband.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was.
Oh yeah, he cheated on her multiple times. So that plays a factor in everything. So it wasn't like he was just, the best husband, things didn't work out. No, he cheated her multiple times. I want to say there was a baby involved, but don't quote me. But yeah, he was for the streets, like Jo'Van would say. He does seem to be marriage based and more on a Christian principles. And so that's what Tap said. Like their foundation is in Christ, and that's the forefront of their marriage. So.
Oh yeah, she did say that. Yeah. No, I admired that. Big time.
So. Listen, Wendy, it is apples and oranges when it comes to that. So don't get in there. Wendy is bitter and mad that doesn't.
For the streets.
Artisha, I cannot. But yes, he was for the streets. Oh yeah, I'm surprised you're not saying your catchphrase.
The Mountain Dew hasn't hit me yet.
Okay, for the streets. Come on.
It's got to be organic.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do it randomly, like in the middle. We're not even talking about the streets, and I'm just gonna scream it out. So just be ready for that.
It's okay. But yeah, I just thought that was just a hot mess. I was just like, oh, Wendy. I just feel like she's been attacking a lot of people lately. So when she attacked Tab, I was like, oh, not my sweet, sweet Tab.
Hey, she feeling herself because, she out with Ray J, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She's just like,
okay,
nobody tell me nothing.
I know. This is not what we're talking about, people. I'm sorry, but this is a little tangent. Ray J is, to my knowledge, is still a married man. He was on The Real the other day, well, a month or 2 months ago, saying that him and his wife were working things out and like all things like that. So I'm like, why are y'all here? But somebody did say they are good family friends. It wasn't like that. So there's that. Well, y'all know how Wendy is. I think she was speaking from what she sees. Once she hit the celebrity status, she was wrong. Yes. Like, you can't project on other people. Like, just because it happened to you doesn't mean it's gonna always gonna happen to the other person.
Right.
Their relationship is totally different than yours. Now, if you see signs as far as like he's whatever, but just because he quit his job doesn't mean, and he's not just quitting his job to stay at home. He's actually pursuing his passion. So there's apples and oranges. So there's that.
Right.
Yes, she does talk about everybody. But anywho, so let's get into what we're actually talking about today.
Yeah. All right. So I'll introduce it. So everybody has their list, right? Everybody has their list of the person that they want. Whether they want them to have all their teeth, whether they want them to have all their hair, whatever. Whether you want them to be making this amount of money, whether, how tall they are, or, whatever. Everybody's got their list. But sometimes the question is, can the list be too long?
Is your list too long?
Is your list keeping you single?
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So what do you think, Brandice? Do you feel like someone's list can be too long?
Yes, it depends. Like, it can be. Okay. And especially if it's not grounded. If it depends on what it is. And if it's like petty, superficial things, and if it's like stuff that doesn't matter, then yes, you shouldn't have too many of those. There are some things that you just prefer and you probably won't budge on, but a lot of those things, it shouldn't outweigh the things that are fundamental in a relationship. So if it's like, oh, he has to be a certain height, a certain complexion, a certain weight, a certain like things, or what he drives, or what he works, like stuff like that. Like, really, like, yes, he should have a job, have ambition, and things of that nature. But if you are very nitpick on those things, like, oh my gosh, he's a manager at Costco. I need him to be having a Fortune 5, like some crazy, like what? I don't know. So like, you know what I mean?
We're gonna have fun.
Oh, I feel it. Is that Lord's
Okay.
You know what's funny?
I'll let you finish.
No, so of course, guys, we record videos ahead of time. And, we did a promo for our show that we're airing like maybe a week or two later. When I was like, oh, what kind of car you drive? I thought about this because a lot of girls are like that in real life. Like, oh, you drive a Honda, you don't have like a 6-figure job, all this stuff. And so I feel like that's on a lot of people's list. Like, oh, you have to drive an X, Y, and Z. You have to make X, Y, and money. What was the other thing? Oh, you have to own a house. Like, all those things. Like,
is that wrong?
It can be, yes. Because if you're knocking somebody based on what they're driving, you don't know what they might be saving up for, whatever. Or if they don't necessarily make that amount of money right now. I look at the drive and ambition to see the type of person. I wouldn't just knock him just because he's not there yet. If he's a bomb, just like, well, this is what we're doing, then yeah. But if he had...
Why did he sound Italian? Hey, this is what we're doing. You sound like Sylvester Stallone. Hey, this is what we're doing.
Before you just rip into it, I know you're gonna rip into it. Let's see what the people are saying. Everybody loves that.
Ooh, Sonya spit.
I think too much emphasis on put on the
Sonya
list women have. Men have for themselves they hardly ever discussed. Right, Sonya? Yes, and that is true. That is true. But I'm speaking on both parts. I'm not saying just women or men, because men can be like, oh, she has to have a body built like, I don't know, Kim K. She has to be whatever, hair this length and things like that. So it goes both ways. I want to make sure that I'm clear. That I'm not talking just the women. I'm talking about both sides. Have those nitpick things that doesn't matter. I'm ready for you. Come on, let's get it.
Okay. I mean, look, I don't think we can say that someone's list is too long, and because I feel like everybody is entitled. I feel like everyone can have their entitled. Entitled is like the word I want to use, but entitled to me is not exactly what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to say is you can have whatever preferences that you want.
I thought you were saying something else. Go ahead.
Oh, what do you think I was going to say?
You can have whatever you like. I don't know.
I mean, no, I said, no, you can't have whatever you like, but
No,
you can
okay,
want
no.
whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can tell you what you can want. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And there's nothing, and to me, and we're gonna get to the whole shallow argument, down the road.
I guess my thing is I just don't want them to stay so stuck and that some good guy comes along and they like, well, that couple of things on the list that is superficial, they're overlooking it because of those things. That's all I'm saying. You can, yes, you can have a list of all things, but I just don't want people to get so stuck on like just simple, little small things. Big things, of course, stick to.
Well, small is relative, Brandice.
That is true.
To the outside person looking in, it may look small, but for that person, it may be huge. For instance,
we had this conversation before.
Let's have an example. The example I always love using, and that is men's height. Oh, yes. Let's get into it. All right.
We've had this conversation so many people.
Because it's the perfect example. It's the
it's
the one that always gets women like, well, I mean, he can't be like 5'5", because then, I mean, who would do that? You know what I'm saying? So let's do that real quick. Let's do it. So, if the man has a heart of gold.
Oh, no, I don't want to have this conversation.
Yeah, No, let's get into it. No, because it's gonna prove it. I believe it's gonna prove my point. There's no such okay. I'm no. You know what?
I has left the chat. This is the perfect person.
I'm ready.
I know he's ready.
No,
I guess
look. No. What I'm saying, I'm ready to be wrong today, and I'm ready to be right. So I'm not saying that I can't be proven wrong. This is why we're having this discussion. But what I'm saying is there a such thing as being shallow? Because personality, yes, we should care about who they are, but that personality and who they are only takes you so far. Because you could have a man of gold right now, and if he's below 5, if he's 5'5" or below, guess what? We about to be real shallow up in here, aren't we? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, is shallow a thing, or do people just have preferences?
Okay, that's the only, like, let's say, okay, okay. Let's break this down. My thing is, there are certain preferences you are allowed to have. I'm not saying you can't have any preferences you like, oh, I want. My only thing is, I just don't want people to get stuck on all of those. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, that's what I'm saying. So if you prefer somebody a little taller, that's fine. But I just don't want to be all the height, the job, all the things that can,
Yeah.
But if that's one of your things that you're like stuck on, that's fine. I want to get that point through, because I don't want to come off like, oh, your list too long. No, but my only point is I just don't want people to get stuck on all of the superficial. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like, if all your whole list is superficial, then yes, your list can be too long, and that's just ridiculous. You're stuck on the wrong thing. You're focused on the wrong thing.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So if you don't want to date somebody 5'5", you stick out there till you find somebody 5'6" or higher.
Absolutely. Let's go to the comments.
Yes.
Let's see what they're saying. So, where did we? What was the last time? Okay, I think we start here. Is there a perfect person?
If
no.
you are in 20s, late 30s, that will work. But after that, you need to have a good job, your own place. Credit. Yes. We had nothing when we were young and married, but when we were in 20s, exactly.
Okay, hold on. Okay. If you're in your late 20s, that'll work. But after that, you need to have a good job, your own place, a car, credit, savings. We had nothing when we were young and married, but we were in our 20s.
Yeah, she's saying like,
oh yeah,
it's one thing to be like, oh, I'm working towards something in your 20s and 30s, but when you get older, it's like, listen, dude, what have you been doing for the last 20 years?
Okay.
I think that's what she's saying. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right, and I agree. I think this is kind of, let me just mention this. Yes, everything that you are expecting and the preferences that you have for that person, then you better be meeting their preferences as well. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a whole other thing, because you know what I'm saying? Like, we have all these demands. Ooh, man, I feel like I'm not even going to go there.
No, come on. No. Let's get it. You got your Mountain Dew? Come on, let's get it. Let's get it.
Man. I just feel like kind of what Sonia said earlier. It's like the men's preferences are hardly ever discussed.
Yes.
And I feel like men having preferences, I think it's easier for a man to come off shallow than a woman. You like a woman, I feel like their preferences are more accepted, but if a man has certain preferences, then it's like, you're shallow. You only care about blah blah blah.
I think women are more forgiving. Like you'll always, I think we talked about this
what?
before. Looks like you'll always see. Think of King of the Hill. No, what's that with the guy from? Oh gosh, what's that movie with Will Smith? Kevin. Was it Hitch? Yes. What was the guy's name?
Kevin. Oh, you talking about Kevin James? Yeah,
Kevin James. That show he had. So okay, you see Kevin James. He's like a bigger guy. His wife was like on that TV show he had.
King of Queens.
Yes. So she's a nice looking lady. I'm not saying that he's not attractive, but he obviously is not the 6-pack banging body. And I think you'll see that a lot in general with women, like more forgiving, like with the guy who's not all built. But the guy's like, oh no.
I have an answer for that, by the way.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
A guy is.
We getting canceled today. No, I was playing. We're not gonna get canceled, but.
Oh, well, I thought you meant you.
Oh, I might. I mean, yeah, I'm getting canceled today.
In here, but I'm saying I feel like a girl's more like forgiving, like a little pudge here, whatever, blah blah.
I have a question.
But the guy's like, oh no, she got to be tight, make it right and tight.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
So, give me a reason why a woman would be forgiving on looks?
Because we're not like as shallow as you guys. Yes, we have to
visually shallow.
Yes.
Visually, that's the key, because women are shallow on some things, but it may not be visual.
Yes.
Things.
We're not as visual as guys. Like, don't get me wrong, we have to be attracted to the person. We're not that person like bugaboos. No, I don't know one lady out there who's like, oh no, we have to be attracted to the person. Point blank. Period. But we might forgive a 6-pack here or there or whatever. I mean, that's not something like, I don't know.
Let's go to the comments and we'll get back into it. I don't want to ignore everybody.
Steven, my thing with the list is that most times.
Steven said, my thing with the list is most times we hold that as the standard when really some of those things are temporary wants. Generally speaking, I can desire a woman that's fit, but what happens later on in life when her body changes?
That part, Steven!
Do I just leave or am I still attracted?
That part. I mean, on both ends, the body change. So I wouldn't get too wrapped up in that. Love isn't appealing at me at all.
Have a list. How do you know what you want? Do you go?
Bye, Artisha.
Artisha,
Nobody's saying we can't have a list, but I'm just saying don't get too stuck on the superficial.
Yeah. No, there is not and that's something I want to say. There is nothing wrong with having a list.
You should have a list of things you want.
There's not literally. There's nothing This is my argument. There's nothing wrong with having your list, as long as it doesn't bother you if you have to wait to get that thing. You know, it may take longer to get that exact thing, but if that doesn't bother you, then there's nothing wrong with it. Not in my opinion. It's only when you have a list and then you start getting frustrated. You're like, I can't find this anywhere. Well, maybe it's because you're looking for some percentage of a human being or an alien, that doesn't exist, or it's very slim. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've heard some women complain and they're like, well, it's hard to find a good looking guy that's also puts God first and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, I can't say that. I don't know, because I'm not looking for a handsome Christian man. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay, well, if that's the case, you might have to give on the looks a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Potentially, based on what I'm hearing.
Yes, but but you have to be attractive. You're not attractive.
You have to be attractive, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
And but I'm saying, I think for the most part, we do kind of oh, well, he's, we're not gonna go out. Lonnie Loves always say a tree monger.
What does that mean? Sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah, basically. Somebody who's a hot mess, like a tree, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So we're not gonna. But I don't know. Yes, you need to be attractive, but there are some things as speaking as a Christian, that are things you must have. You must some godly qualities. That's what I'm trying to say. That are non-negotiables, and those things you definitely should stick to.
Yeah. No, Monica, like, yeah, like men are more visual.
If she has a baby, go work out with her. Simple.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for real. Like,
What?
and that's another thing. I mean, that's yes.
Oh, speaking of that, okay. So I was watching the reel.
Okay.
In a Safari, they were talking about Safari and his wife. Is it Erica Mena? Erica Mena.
Mina, yeah.
Apparently, he was saying he did not want another child because he felt she gained too much weight during her pregnancy with their first child. And I'm like, what? Like, she snapped back, I believe. I don't know. I don't follow them. But, I mean, based on what they do, I'm pretty sure she snapped back. But that's, like, I feel like that was so, like...
So you would consider that being shallow?
Yes, like, she's carrying another human being. Like, not... Like, she was... first I was saying... You have to work out, but you motivate that person. Like, hey, honey, let's go work out together. But the fact that she was just pregnant, she gained weight, you're gonna do that. Like, that's just a natural thing. You're carrying a human being.
Right.
Now afterwards, she just kind of let herself go. Like, oh man, I don't care. That's different. But at the same time,
okay, yeah, I'm glad that you said that because there's a difference.
yes, that's
you know
different.
What I'm saying?
I'm talking about just pregnant.
Yeah.
That's what he was getting at.
Okay, yeah.
Not afterwards. She's not back. I don't know how long it took her, but she got herself together. She's not out here just like, oh, whatever.
Right. Yeah, because there's a difference. Because,
like,
okay, men are more visual, right?
But there should be some grace if she keeps carrying.
1,000%. I want to make that clear. Yes, absolutely. A woman can't always control what her body looks like after she has kids. 1,000%. I agree with that. I do think that there's a different, and then I think a good man will understand that. It's the opposite of that is like a woman that, I'm not talking about pregnant like that. I'm talking about she just like let herself go and then is not even trying. Because then it's like, okay, he was attracted to a certain version of her and she was taking care of herself at a certain degree when they got started. So for that to change, I don't think he's shallow for feeling a type of way about that. Because to me, on the flip side, if a woman gets with a man and she's attracted to him because he's ambitious, right? But then they're in a relationship for a while and then he's just like, I don't really care about that anymore because I got you now. Well, is she wrong for feeling less attracted to him because he lost his ambition? And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. So I feel like there is, I'm not talking about pregnancy, okay? That is completely different.
Because you don't want to get canceled today.
I don't. Because I'm afraid, I'm not gonna lie, as a guy, I'm afraid of coming off like shallow, even when I'm just trying to explain that it's okay to have preferences.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's okay. And I feel like as a guy that you can't be as open about that because you come off as shallow.
Yes. Jo'Van is speaking the truth. Just so Sonya said.
Thank you, Sonya. You helped me breathe a little bit.
Listen, you would have got like a whoosh to the throat.
I feel the karate chop coming. It's just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but I totally agree as far as like they were attracted to you when
we are talking about
lists,
and we're talking about
preference and
shallowness and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having a list.
No, there's nothing wrong with having a list.
But I also agree with you that people should evaluate their list and can they really, is that something realistic that they can get?
That's all I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for saying that. That's all I'm saying because I don't want my point to come off like you shouldn't have a list. I'm just saying I just don't want it to be too unrealistic as far as like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just like stuff that doesn't truly ever matter for real.
Right.
Like the thing that truly matters as far as like is the I'm not saying keep your list, all that, but the really thing that's going to keep is that the heart, the internal, that the person inside. So
right.
A lot of things can change, body can change, accidents, people, illness, whatever things, so looks can change. But if they're a good, kind person, a godly man or woman, those are the things that you should definitely never, ever settle or compromise on.
Say that one more time. The things that you shouldn't compromise on.
If they're kind, loving, godly man or woman,
Right. Yeah.
those things, those qualities
Right.
are things that you should never ever, especially.
Yeah.
This is what this closing the gap is to give the colleague perspective. So obviously we want to find a godly man and woman. So it's not something that I know for me for sure. I'm never going to compromise. I feel like they're not on the same page. They don't have the same beliefs or whatever. Like, you don't have to be like on my level. If I see you pursuing, wanting that relationship with Christ, that's different. I'm not saying you have to be on the same whatever, but you have to be trying and you have to be a Christian in
Right.
pursuing Christ.
Right.
So if you're not even trying or whatever the case may
Right.
be, I'm sorry, I'm out. Goodbye.
And you actually went ahead and covered something I was going to bring up, which is, we talk about these lists, but what we need to talk about is, as Christians, is like, what can we just, like, what should be on everyone's list and what should be a non-negotiable? You have to love God. I mean, that's the number one thing, right?
Yes.
And then after that, I feel like if you don't want someone kind, I feel like that's up to
I don't
you.
want a kind person, Jo'Van.
But he better love God, though.
He can be mean
Yeah.
spirit. How can you love God?
No, you can't. It's like it's irony.
I know. It's just,
See, see, okay. I thought that was your miscongeniality moment, but you were with me.
I was with
Ooh,
you.
you smarter than me, because bro.
Goodness gracious. Whoosh. Lord. How many
Anyway.
episodes? 18 episodes
Okay, all
finally.
right, we don't
Goodness
need,
gracious.
we don't need to talk about how many episodes it took me to catch on. Look, well, the point is, yes, they need to be kind, and like to your point, if they love God, the kindness should come with it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, though, like,
Forgiveness.
Yeah, if you love God and you truly are about that, you're gonna get that. Maybe that is your list right there. That they have a relationship with God and they're truly pursuing it.
Yes.
That list should just, I guess, come with that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like, at least the base, the foundation.
Yes.
Outside of that, if he's chocolate like you want him to be and all that stuff, that's extra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're looking for like more of a Idris Elba, but a Shamar Moore come along. Like, does that
Nah,
matter?
I feel like Idris Elba come on, you'd be like, well, he does, he can be a little less kind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We said this about Michael B. Jordan. Like, the more he looks like Michael B. Jordan, the shorter he can be. Like,
Hey, let me tell you something.
we've had this conversation off camera so many times. It's not even funny.
For a lot of people, though, like, okay, I'll tell you this. For a lot of men, the more attractive the woman is, the worse her personality can be. You can't be ugly with a bad personality. Like, come on now.
That's
like,
true.
Like, what?
I'm tickled.
Oh, we got some questions.
All right.
Sorry.
We get Steven's question.
So
What are
wait,
some-
hold on. Right here. Now, I'll say my list is more surface level. Way before I got engaged, had to understand the purpose of it. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
What are some true qualities? I think we covered
Yeah, we
that.
covered that as far as like.
Could these lists be the reasons people are not finding the man or woman they want? We didn't have lists just to be.
And yes, I think that's my point. Some things on these people's list are holding people back especially when it comes to the superficial things. So that's all. Yeah.
Well, now let me ask. Here's a question. Let me make sure there's not another question. Okay. So where do you think these lists are coming from? Because I feel like part of it is social media, because you got to fit. It's got to look good on social media. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't look good on social media, it ain't going to happen.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a main reason why our lists are so, like,
Yes, he has to be built. If he does not build, he's not going to look good on my vacation when we post on the social media.
If I can't take you to the beach and take pictures with you in the sand, it ain't going.
Or,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, like. But then, okay, we've talked about this before, as far as like personality goes. Like, maybe you're extrovert and I'm introvert. Like, is that a deal breaker for you?
I mean, it depends, because I know
The media, exactly.
Yeah. You said, so the introvert extrovert thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it depends on the individual, because I know some introverts that they've dated extroverts, and it's exhausting for them because the extrovert, they get their energy from being out. The introvert gets their energy from being inside or just, chilling. So it's like, to me, that doesn't work unless the introvert or the extrovert embraces the other side. Like, they truly can embrace it. But I still feel like if you're an introvert, there's going to be a point where you're going to have to, go back to your space of being like low key. And if the other person can understand that, then it'll work. But sometimes that doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yes, exactly. It's hard because sometimes you're going to have to give and take. So it's just that it will be a little difficult, especially for the extrovert who wants to be like on the go, but that partner's like, So, but yeah, it's just so interesting. It's just like a lot of these lists of like when you hear people's list of what they want and what they expect out of a partner.
Are we? Oh, wait. Okay.
I
was like, are we frozen?
But no. So, what are some things that you guys think are on some people's list that are too much or that people shouldn't be concerned about? Tweet saying we should wrap it up.
Oh, that went quick.
Is there anything on people's that you guys think that people focus too much on their list? What about you?
No, I don't. I can't say. I think that's a person-to-person thing. I think that depends on, like, are they getting what they want? If they're getting what they want, then no, they're not focusing too much on it. If they're not getting what they want, then absolutely there's something that they're focusing too much on.
Yeah.
But I can't say, like, every woman's too focused on height. Every woman's too focused on money. I can't say that. I think, I think that just depends person to person.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true.
But yeah.
I will agree with you on that.
I have no concept of how long we've been going, by the way.
It was like, I think we started like 6:15, 20, like a little before 6:20.
Oh, so we're about at time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Let us know in the comments. Thank you for commenting during the live.
Yes, this was fun.
Yeah, but when we post this, you watch it again, or if you're a new person watching, let us know, like, what do you think about lists? Do you think what are the key things people should have on their list? What things aren't important? And do you believe there's a certain point where people can be shallow? And if so, let us know what shallow looks like to you. Because to me, I don't think shallowness. I mean, I think shallowness can exist, but it's not as like widespread as we make it seem. That's where I'm coming from. So.
Ooh,
that's me. That's me.
Go in the comments on these at social media. You'll see it's not as far-fetched as you think it is. But yes, so we decided we think we're going to do this like every other week for our lives.
Yeah, we like lives.
What do you guys think? Should we do this every other week? Do y'all like our lives? Will y'all participate when we do it every other week? That's the question.
Also, to answer Steven's or respond to Steven's comment, yes, I definitely feel like most of the time people are looking at what they can get from a person and not what they're actually giving. And so it's just like, you know what I'm saying? And then like it's funny, people get frustrated that they're not getting what they want, but they're not looking at what the other person wants from them. You know what I'm saying?
It's a two-way
street. So
okay, so Cicely and Artisha said they like the live, so y'all better be on every other week with us.
Yes, thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.